Hey, what's up? Good night, everybody. Welcome to the Meeting of the Minds podcast. You are here with the IMC, the Upgrade, and Caroline. Tonight's episode: red flags in an abusive relationship. Now, the first question: what is abuse? I'm gonna have
Uh,
the Upgrade answer that one.
okay.
Okay.
Abuse is a pattern of behavior in which one person pretty much exerts control over another, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, it could be financial, but pretty much just exerting control and unvolunteered control. I would say
Okay.
so.
Caroline.
I was to answer that question too.
Yes.
Um, Abuse for me is sometimes it can sneak up on you, and by the time you're it's full blown. It's quite difficult to escape. Like sometimes in domestic violence situations or abuse period, they start off by isolating you from your friends.
Mm.
Little things like I want to know your location so I can see, if you're safe. Then it gets to a point where that person is the only person that you can rely on for physical assistance, financial assistance. You're not able to go anywhere. You're trapped. So by the time you're ready to get out, it makes it 10 times harder. Or the person may not be physically abusing you, but maybe controlling your money. Or the person may not be hitting you or controlling your money, but their words are vicious, cutthroat, very toxic. And anybody, I just want to put that out there. Anybody could be a victim or experience abuse. It's not just women. It's not just men. Anybody.
That's right. Very true. Now
Well,
that
you
time, yeah, you were gonna say something?
no, I just said I feel her though. I feel what she was saying. Um,
Oh, okay.
I agree. There are different levels of abuse, but I agree.
Now, question two, I guess, ties into question one. I guess, how do you know if you're being abused? And I think, Caroline, you answered that when you said that sometimes your partner might want to know your location, keep you away from home, and tell you, like, yo, I'm giving you this phone so you can talk to me and only me. So I'll just show the question here to the people. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to question three.
Wait, hold
Hold on.
on, hold
Let's
on.
see what.
With question number two, how do you know you're being abused? There are different forms of it, and some people don't. They don't realize it until it's a little too late. My bad. In the garage. It's a little too late. So, like for instance, I remember I was in a relationship where a woman didn't want me to go out. She didn't want me to work. She didn't want me to do nothing. She wanted me to stay inside in this little box. And this was like me, the beginning of me becoming adventurous as well. So I'm becoming this box. You don't want me to go nowhere. You don't want me to hang out. Oh, or these chicks is gonna try to talk to you outside. They're gonna try to holler at you. I don't want anybody talking to you. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? You met me outside the box, and now you're trying to put me inside of a box. And I didn't allow that to happen, but in another relationship, I kind of did because of the relationship and how it was, where I ended up not really having any male friends on hanging out with her and her friends until I was just like, yeah, this is all dumb. Like, this is stupid. This is retarded. Like, because then problems then arose when then I didn't have any friends and I wasn't going nowhere. And it's like, well, you're not going nowhere, but didn't you just tell me not to hang out with these people? You just told me these people were bad people, right? So it was just like it was like an in and out. And so I've learned that when somebody is trying to pretty much control how you move, um, and control who you talk to, how you talk to them, when you talk to them. That is also a level and a form of abuse. Because there's a difference of having your friends and hanging out with your friends, and there's a difference of somebody telling you, "Hey, you can't hang out with these friends," and there's no explanation of why. It's not that your friend is, 304. It's not that, this is a dude out here just messing with a whole bunch of females. It's just, I just want you to be home. And so, and technically, one kind of form of abuse that a lot of people don't realize was like that whole PlayStation ordeal. When women were buying men PlayStation to keep them home, that was a form of abuse. We ain't talking about it, but that was a form of abuse right there. They wanted everybody to stay. They wanted men to stay home. So men ended up staying home. They ended up playing the video games, and so now men are just not now they're home. But then it kind of backfired because then now they chatting with the world. So now they online, they with the world, and now it's like, all right, we got to go outside now. I could chill inside. And so smart women were like, I'm gonna now learn how to play with him, while others then used it and then they were mad and then used it against them. Like, oh, now he playing video games all day, but you're the one that bought it. So now you're using it against them, which then you're now causing some type of form of abuse because then he's like, well, you bought me this and I'm playing it, and now all of a sudden I'm being hurt. You find this one.
No, I didn't want you
No,
to stop
no
what you were
one.
saying, but
Oh yeah. Oh no, because as soon as it came up and I read it, I was like, wow, okay. But yeah. But nah, so it depends on intentions as well. Like as I was kind of reading it, there is different type of forms of abuse, some realistic. Some are one off, some aren't. Very kind and passionate outwardly, but opposite behind closed doors. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's other type of forms of abuse too. So I've even seen people where like religious people, you in their house, they're not talking to each other. They don't sleep in the same bed, but soon as they in church, praise the Lord, hey everybody, how you doing? And as soon as they get home, the abuse just starts. And he just like, yo, what is go? We might as well just live in the church because this is when you treat me the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so there's different forms, but
I would say on that question, Gabe, it could be the person starts off real normal, trying to court you, getting your attention, being nice to you, buying you things, spending an exuberant amount of money on you, treating your friends well, showing up, being that overly what's the word I want to somebody who's really wanting to help other people. They're keep nominating themselves as tribute to host and go places and do the, and then it probably escalates to them having big reactions to little things.
right.
So like dinner, maybe he's singing. Um,
that's
okay.
okay. Let him sing a song now.
So big reactions to little things. Dinner may not be cool to that person's liking. You're screaming, hollering, throwing things. Um, and then once they have those big reactions, very apologetic, very like stifling. So like I hit you. Sometimes it can be very apologetic or just overly angry. So why did you make me do this? Or why can't you be like this? Or and
Oh yeah.
sometimes people's families can be in on it too. Like they'll ignore it, they'll walk past it, whatever the incentive is, or he's just like that. He's always been like that as a child, and we just go with that. But I do think this may be one of the questions later on, but a lot of times people identify things that aren't really abusive, but like it may not, they don't even want to tap into that. So like somebody asking you for your location or where you going, in essence, that is a very innocent act, right? If my husband says,
Hmm.
Caroline, where you going? That's very like, I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to Walgreens to pick up some juice. Like that's very innocent, right? But if there's a pattern of where you going, I need your location. This person done meddled with your phone, gotta put tracking apps on your phone. You got to track on your car. Those things go beyond the regular like, where are you? I want to know where you are for safety. These people want to know who your friends are. You can hang out with that person. They're very disparaging to some of your friends. They may see you with a friend who's very outspoken, outgoing, somebody who's not afraid to speak their mind, and that person may want to discourage you from displaying those same kind of traits. So they use taunting and such overly negative and hurtful commentary to break down your self-esteem, your character, your safety of mind, all those things. So by the time that you sometimes realize that you're in such a toxic, abusive, harmful environment, sometimes you don't even have the mental fortitude to say, you know what, I don't like this, I don't feel safe.
Right.
And a lot of
Right.
times perpetrators of abuse, they recognize people who have the characteristics of being a good victim. It's amazing how those two
Yeah.
words go together, but somebody that can destroy, break down, criticize, and get to a point of like, okay, I got you where I'm at, where I want you, and we're just gonna, you know. And you talked about that religious aspect. That a lot of people don't realize that, but that's another form of abuse. You trying to force your beliefs down somebody's throat, but yeah.
Speaking of abuse in church, I remember there was a big story back in, I want to say this was like 2007 and 2008. A lot of you guys know Juanita Bynum, and at this time, she was married to Bishop Thomas Weeks. Supposedly, they got into an argument in a parking lot, and he choked her out. And they ended up getting divorced off of that. Like, yeah. She was in an abusive relationship, and I want to say this was probably, I think it was her first marriage. I think it was her only marriage. But she talked about getting abused. I know that there was something about a another person within the Christian community. Um, I don't want to say his name because it's like, I don't want anything to happen. But just know that he comes from the first family of gospel. All I gotta say is Greenleaf. That's it. But yeah. So his wife accused him like of physical abuse also, as well. And she talked about. I think this was on the Word Network with Lexi, and this was like back in 2009. And she talked about how in front everything looked fine, but behind closed doors, she was getting verbally and physically abused. And he would go on record to say like, "Oh, that never happened" and stuff. They ended up getting divorced anyway. But a lot of people that are in the religious community and religious circle, they do a lot to hide their image. Like they're two different people. In front of church people, they're this nice, loving person. They smile, they laugh at everybody, but behind closed doors, as soon as they get home, you know, it's like the hands are coming out like, yo, what's going on with this? Like they're punching, they're hitting their spouse, all these different things. And sometimes we don't know. One of the worst things that we can do is when someone comes and says like, yo, this happened to me, and you're just like, oh no, not them. I can't imagine them doing that. Like they're good people. Why would they do something like that? Maybe you're just imagining it, which just sounds crazy, you know. But yeah, it's just it's real out here. It's definitely real out here.
The upgrade in these lights. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Whatever.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to question 3. What does an abuser say to manipulate their victims?
You're overreacting. Um, uh, what else? Um, it's not you, it's me. Um,
You
oh, you're
make
never gonna find
you
nobody.
you make me so angry when you do this. I wish you did it more like
That
my
was a good
mom
one.
or like this person. Didn't I tell you not to do that? Go here.
Um, Gaslighting is a big one. The church will also help the victims from the world or from other denominations, basically someone they don't like. They don't know, but yes, the church is complacent. Oh yeah, the church is very complacent. Church is very complacent. Shoot, people at the church. It's okay. It's all right. It was God's plan. Everything happens for a reason, girl. Okay. Nah, but really, like it's really more of the you're reacting, um, you're overreacting, um, no one else will love you like me. You're lucky to have me. You're lucky to be with me.
Mm.
Um, things they say, I'm not your ex. I'm better than them. You will never meet someone like me. I hope. I hope not. He said, I hope not. Nah,
You
but
out here
yeah,
looking like he out here looking like the clap on, clap off commercial.
Yeah. Now we gonna get some lights, bro. Cause every time I see you doing this, it's like,
I mean, I
Or
chose,
to piggyback on what the upgrade was saying about how they manipulate the victims, keep bringing that religion back into it. God don't approve of divorce. God would want you to stay. That's your husband. That's your wife.
yo,
What would the church say?
I remember one person sat there and said, and I think he was just delusional. He was like, God told me to stay with her because she didn't have a father figure, so I'm supposed to be there to help her. I said, from the way things are looking, I don't think God told you any of this stuff. like, like, you're wild. This is stupid. And then they ended up actually getting a divorce. So I'm like, and it was on her. Like she started, like we everybody else seen it. He didn't see it coming. But I was trying to tell him beforehand, like, listen, you got to go, bro. Like, this is not God telling you. Like, you're 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 listening to other people manipulate you in an individual situation that's not like theirs. They're talking in general, and your situation might be different. The devil speaks too. Oh yeah, of course the devil does. The devil got the Jezebel spirits in there, got the Samsons. But yeah, there's all levels of manipulation, and manipulators love to just the way that they speak to you. It's as if like they'll project the things that somebody else is doing or that they're doing onto somebody else. Oh, now this person is going to abuse you. They're going to take advantage of you. No, you were doing that, stupid. You're doing that now by telling me that somebody else is going to do it. So a lot of abusers know they tend to kind of test out their victims. They tend to literally shame and be like, all right, listen, I know how to get this victim because you see how somebody's moving. If you see a woman who's not strong minded, all right, I'm gonna go get her. If you see a guy who's not strong minded, all right, I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna build a bear.
mm,
A lot of times, them build the bears don't work because when that bear ends up growing up and ends up realizing he's he's free, he'll do what he wants. But abuse comes in all forms. But I think the worst of all, but I mean, physical is one of the worst, but I think mental is worse than physical because the scars and the scars can heal. But that mental, that will it will scar you. People have killed themselves over it. People have now built unimpenetrable walls for other people not to go through. As soon as you get to talk to somebody, oh now my ex did that. Whoa. Oh now somebody did that. Whoa, I'm not even that person. Wait, whoa. As soon as so a lot of people need to we need to have more forums and talking about abuse and how to recognize the signs of abuse and then to get out of it. But yeah, the signs are very mental. Somebody's just literally talking to you, just using words. Ain't nobody gonna love you like I love you. Nobody gonna care for you like I care for you. I'm only gonna hit you one time. This is only one time. It's never gonna happen again. Then it happens again. It's not gonna happen again. I promise. And it happens again. People have to set boundaries for themselves, but that's another question. I guess. Go ahead.
Mm. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
what was it? Let's see. Manipulation is real. I just want to say something real quick, and I don't know if you guys heard about this, but back in 2021, there was a pastor at a very prominent church in New York City. Um, I'm just going to tell you what he said. He said, and this was a part of his sermon. He said, "The best person to rape is your wife." And that sermon
What?
stayed on the church's YouTube channel for a good minute. Like, let me tell you something. Wives and husbands, once you get married, you guys belong to each other, but not in the way in which you
Ugh.
manipulate one another sexually to the point where you feel like you can sexually assault your partner. And as a result, instead of the gentleman getting fired, I think he was placed on leave. But what bothers me is the fact that there were probably people in that audience that agreed with it, and this sent outrage throughout the church community. And when I saw it, I was just like, man, I saw one person that was defending, oh, you guys took this message out of context. Like, let me tell you something. For men that are in churches, and I'm not saying anybody there at that particular church was an abuser, but here's the thing. You don't know who's who and what is what. So you could have just been giving someone ammunition or adding fuel to the fire by making them believe that what they're doing to their husband or their wife is biblical, and it's not. But I'm gonna let Caroline go. Go ahead.
Oh, that was a good one.
It's real scary when messages like that come out because men be actually listening to that.
True.
And
And you gotta, if you understand a man's nature, you putting out a message like that, and he doesn't know how to control himself. Oh, you ask him for trouble. That's telling somebody you can go ahead and forcibly go do that. Somebody who doesn't have self control. You know what I'm saying? Like that's men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. If it was the other way around, you wouldn't probably have any of this stuff going on. So when people look at the Bible and you try to take that message and you try to go and say, because I've heard some of those messages. I've heard some of the messages that say, well, when you look at that part where it says that the only time that you shouldn't be with the person is when you guys either agree or when you're fasting. So you have to either agree or when you're fasting. If not, the devil comes in. So when the devil comes in, guess what? Now you screwed because you didn't either have this conversation, you guys weren't doing it. I mean, things happen because you're not either. The abuse can turn into something to where it's not just the physical, but the physical then becomes it. Like, it's sad to say that sometimes because of how people take things out of context in the Bible, in the Quran, they will literally use that to go and do some essay on some young girls or on their wives or on their women and say it's justified. No, it's not justified. She's a human being just like you are. You know what I'm saying? It's if y'all both sexually active and y'all like it, fine. But if one isn't and one isn't, it's going to be bad, and that's where the abuse is going to happen. I believe.
I
Just my
totally
opinion.
agree.
Just my opinion. Another form is withholding sex and watching you suffer. Okay, so let me give you that one because I have two shows enough. God damn it. So listen,
Mm.
I'm married. Okay, imagine we still have two kids though, so I can count how many times you can count with the two. Everybody had. The withholding was one of the worst things that somebody could. There's a difference of withholding because you dislike, you envy, you dislike, or you disdain the person. And there's a difference of withholding it because, maybe you're fasting or maybe, this person doesn't respect you. When I've watched so many people who have been in sexist relationships, people who go and cheat, people who they go and cheat, and at the end they're watching you suffer. And I heard this one woman say it. She said, "Listen, if two people are married and they ain't having sex, somebody is having sex." And at first it didn't click, and then it clicked, and then I'm like, you know what? Because guess what? Listen, you know me. I say what I say. I've dealt with married women before. Okay. After dealing with them, I don't really trust y'all. I have tolerated things that I would never. But because I'm number two, I'm like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? You do it. No. And then to watch the abuse from there, and then to watch you withhold it from him for nah. At one point I was like, my morality kicked back in. I was like, nah, we can't come on doing this. This is bad. This is bad. You're gonna get me killed. I'm saying, I mean, things happen, you know what I'm saying? That's another story. That's another story. That's that one time. That's another story. But anyway, but yeah, like that withholding of sex can really get you going places. Cause I mean, like at one point, like I even told the person in the situation, like, listen, I'm about to go and have sex with somebody else if we're not doing nothing here. Like I'm dead serious. And by this time it's not called cheating because I told you what I'm gonna do. So I didn't cheat on you. I told you what I'm doing, whether you agree with it or not, because obviously we're not agreeing to what we had agreed with in the beginning. So there I was like, this is I don't know. This is weird to me. And I thought it was just me. I really thought it was just me until I found other pockets and groups of men who were sitting there like, yeah, we're going through the same thing and we got withhold from sex. And I'm like, hey. Now I know some women get withheld from sex too, because I do it. But you know, I don't do it for the punishment of abuse. It's more of if you didn't respect me, then why am I giving you the thing that you want? I have to give you, but then I can't get what I want, and I'm good. So me and my extremities will go. You know, just saying. I'm just saying. Just
Me
saying.
and my extremities.
Me and my
But it's
extremities will go.
it may seem mean and cruel, but at least in that respect, you're being honest. You're not. It's not like you're being like, "Oh, I'm about to go creep out this door. I'll be back at 4 in the morning." It's like, listen, this is what it is. You stop doing this. Now I'm about to go do this, whether you're with it or not. And when it comes out,
Transparency is there. Like
yeah,
transparency is there. So I'm telling you already. Listen, I'm going to go do this. If I'm withholding from you, I might as well just go, right? If I withhold hold it long enough because I love sex. So for me to withhold from it from you, that means that there has been a disrespect or something that we not going here. Like we not here. I don't know what guy who sits there and his extremities get up for disrespect. Mine don't. So I don't know who does. So so
You
at
you
one
you
point in
you
time,
you, you stepping out while shorty pregnant?
huh?
So you stepping out while shorty pregnant?
Nah.
All right.
If she's not pregnant, no.
That's different. Pregnancy.
Listen,
yeah, but
pregnant poom poom is the
that
best
gotta
poom
be.
poom on this planet. I wasn't getting that during the time, but I'm just saying. I've learned from other places. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, because it's the best when it's the best, why can't I have it? Then I wasn't getting it. So guess what? Now, mind you, when I found out from other pregnant poom pooms how it was, I was like, this is amazing. So this is like the bomb. But it's not to the point where I would do it while, like maybe after, you know what I'm saying? And it's bad even after, but it's like I wasn't getting them during, and I gotta wait
You
after too.
you wild.
I never said I wasn't wild. I never said I wasn't wild. Okay. We all know that I'm wild. We all know this is why you guys love me on here. What
Love
I'm
you dearly.
saying is,
Mercy,
what
Lord.
I'm saying is, what I'm saying is this. Put it like this. I'm not really that wild where, okay,
We got to move on
here,
to the
true
next topic.
story. Isaiah, wait, before that, true story. Isaiah is 20, he turns 23 in 4 days. Okay, 3 days. 23. Um, when Isaiah when Isaiah was a kid, and Isaiah was like, hey, when his mom was pregnant, we were not together. When I found out she was pregnant, we were not together. I did not have sex the whole time she was pregnant. Mind you, she had a boyfriend. I didn't have sex. Right, right. You see that face, Caroline? You see? That's the same face I had. And I even asked the question, but nobody. Wow. How you got a boyfriend? So then I'm like, yo, like this is kind of weird. And then you, homie, you're watching the belly grow. But then I told you, pregnant pum pum is good pum pum.
But
So
that's wild. You don't even need no DNA test with that baby because that baby looked like copy and paste. Matter of fact, all
yeah.
three of them. Okay, go ahead.
So I
you
it was
know
copy
what?
and paste.
It's not surprising because there are some pregnant women that they break off with the dude and then they're dating in a relationship. I don't understand. Why are you dating? You should be preparing to be a mother. Why are you dating? You don't need to
I don't
date at
know.
this point. Put
I
that to
don't
the
know.
side until
I
after you
don't
have the
know.
kid. I've
But you gotta remember,
like
the hormones are flashing, hormones are raging. Sometimes they want to be touched, sometimes they don't. Like imagine being with somebody who her hormones go up and down, and it's not even like just a bit, it's like on 1,000 here, 1,000 down. And then on top of that, they're horny, like they don't want to have sex too when they're pregnant. Yes. So guess what? She wants to be with somebody who wants to fulfill all them fantasies, and boy, it ain't you. It's not you.
you know it's crazy. Imagine you want to date with somebody, you bring them to meet your parents for the first time. Oh yeah, this is the girl that I'm seeing, and don't worry, it's not mine. She's just having a baby for somebody else. That would be awkward, y'all at the dinner table.
That's
Like,
wild.
I mean, that's not gonna
My
happen.
mother would smack. Oh my god, I could see it. I could see it now. Like everybody, as soon as she walked in, everybody looking at her stomach, and the first thing like, you didn't tell us. And then my next thing is, oh nah, and it's not mine. But get out, get out. Disown you now. Get out. Don't come back to no more. I couldn't even show my face anymore. Listen, I'm already the cousin who does weird things
Same.
at the parties. Okay, I'm already that cousin. So that would be the last straw for them. They'd be like, Carlos, don't ever come back. Like you're done. No, no. Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh,
Let's move to the next question,
the
please. Oh,
upgrade
Caroline, go
he
ahead.
got 1,000 stories. You go ahead with your next question
I
All right.
wasn't gonna go to
So
the next question anyway.
before he
why
hurt himself
why
reminiscing.
do people why do people ignore red flags in their relationships?
Ooh.
Caroline, go first.
I'll volunteer as tribute to go first. Um so some of the things that I've seen and heard and read is number one, they're either lacking something or that's what they were exposed to growing up. So some people say, "Ooh, I don't want that for myself," after they've been raised in it. But then other people, they gravitate towards it because that's all they know. Number two, probably somebody that's all they're missing. Like I said, they're missing something. They just want to be loved so bad. So when somebody come in and try to fill that gap, they're just receiving the attention, the whatever it is. By the time the red flags start flickering, they too deep. They either sharing money, sharing mortgages, sharing kids. So that's one. Three, this is something that typically women do. They think they're gonna change the person. So they see the flags and they're like, okay, maybe more time, maybe a baby, maybe more of XYZ is gonna make it better. By the time they realize they can't change this person, it's too late. And then some people may not ignore it, but they don't know how to get out. But that may be another question, so I'm not going to tiptoe on that. But they ignore it because they think it's going to get better. You're not Jesus, sis. You can't change no man unless he your son. So
Can't even change him either.
you change his
Let me
diaper.
Mm.
The upgrade comes.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
You preach something right there, girl.
Let me
You
say something
preach
real quick.
something right there.
If 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 Gina couldn't change Dion, why do you think that you can change the man doing all this stuff. And when I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen that episode of A Different World, like the one where Gina's getting abused by a boyfriend, and she tries to play it off like, oh, he's just what is it? She says, oh, he's just nervous about the show that he's got. Like, I don't want to make him upset. It's like, then Mr. Gaines has to talk to her like, listen, my sister said, oh, my husband doesn't love me unless he beats me. And we buried her last fall. Like, it's real. When someone tells you to get out, hold on. Well, matter of fact, let's switch right now. So Simone said that the question, matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up. She said, number 4 is a gaslight question.
I laugh about it too.
But let me say this. Let me look at what she said. It says, maybe better phrased as, what are reasons why red flags aren't seen?
I like this one.
Okay. You have a point. You have a point. My apologies for not phrasing the question in that manner, but actually that makes more sense. I'm gonna let the upgrade answer this question because I want your perspective on this.
Put up hers again.
Right.
What are reasons why red flags aren't seen?
Wait. I'm gonna put up. Sorry. All right. Here we go. What are
reasons why red flags? The reason why red flags aren't seen is because it's not somebody else's; they're yours. Every flag belongs to you. Every flag. So these are things that you either like or don't like about someone, but because you're in your feelings, you bypass the flags. So if you know that you don't like people, like let's say you don't know you like loud people, right? You don't like people who are loud in public, but you done smash, you like the conversation. So you take it and you say, you know what? Let me just bypass that one because we're not going to go out like that where they're gonna be embarrassing, not knowing that if they get drunk, they're not going to be OD embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like every flag belongs to the actual individual. This person has been doing what they've been doing their whole life. And they meet you, and all of a sudden they got 20 million red flags. These red flags are yours. They're what you like and what you don't like in a person. The sad reality is a lot of people don't want to. My ex-husband definitely played the long game. I missed the red flags. He got his green card. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. About that one. About the left and about the green card. But playing the long game, yes, because people will do that. People will do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the red flags aren't when you notice other people's flags, because people will play according to your flag. That's why people need to learn how to shut the fuck up. So when you go and you project and you keep on saying, I want this person, I want this, and I want this, and I want that, somebody's gonna literally build themselves to be that. And then all of a sudden, when it takes time now, because depending on how long they want to play the long game, they're gonna play the long game. They're gonna play, all right, so I gotta act like this for this long. So and as soon as they get what they get, all of a sudden they switch. And you've seen the signs because guess what? In reality, naturally, everybody, doesn't matter who it is, naturally, I love the way the Most High made us. In 3 to 6 months, you can see who somebody really is. 3 to 6 months, everybody can. 3 to 6 months. Y'all let that shit slide after, and they're like, "Oh no, we just let this slide. We gonna let that slide. Even though this person disrespected me, but they was joking about it. We just gonna let this slide." No, 3 to 6 months. You can see if the facade disappears or not. You can see if it changes, if it goes, and if you do, then okay, this person is not real. Okay, my flags are up. I've just noticed that this person has now switched from green to red. Let me see what's going on. You can't just meet somebody and all of a sudden it's just red. That's stupid. So I see somebody and I don't like tattoos on women. Let's just say I don't like tattoos on women. So now I see this woman and let's say we've never seen each other. We just talking on the phone. So we talking for hours, blah, blah, blah. And then we finally go out on a date. So we go on a date. I finally see her and now she has tattoos everywhere. That's her red flag that she's had for years. Or is that mine that I just now met her and I'm saying to myself, nah, I don't really like tattoos like that. But what we do is we project it on the other person and say, nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you got tattoos. So I'm not like, you did this to yourself. This is you but just leave it like that. Like, I just don't rock with that, and that's it. This is just not my preference. I don't like this. People bypass the red flags because they want to project it on somebody else and not be accountable for what they done picked, because they're too emotional instead of being logical and saying, hey, you know what? Let me kind of see and take time to check out. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. There's no third time. So the first time, ooh, you know what? This, I don't know if this is a pattern or not. Let me not cut you off, but now let me keep my senses a little heightened. The yellow flag is now up. Ooh, second time it's done. This might be a pattern.
Mm.
Hmm, let me now check this red flag because this is something that I don't like. But now after the second time, you keep on letting them do it. Guess what? Your flag keep on waving, and they still doing it
Mm.
because they don't know about your flag. Only you do. That's a good point. They'll say they don't like something, then pick that same thing. Yep, yep. But that's just it. That was it. I love this one the most only because I've watched how people actually go ahead and do it. Like, I've had the red flag discussion plenty of times. Like, listen, there's no way the flag belongs to somebody else. You just literally met them. This is who they are. The red flags belong to you. It's what you like and what you don't like, and you can wave and say, "Hey, I don't like this." But people are so scared to just express and say, "Hey, this is what I don't. Maybe this is something that I don't agree with. This is not my preference." And instead, they'll lie, or they'll let it go by for so long until whatever they need is done, and then they're out the door. Not the manipulation begins, because now it's like, oh, I got what I got. Now I'm out the door. All right, now we're married. Like, I'll give you an example. My cousin kind of did it. And no shame to her. She didn't do it like in a malicious way or anything. It was funny when she said it. We're sitting out to dinner, and her husband orders some goat. He's eating the goat. He's like, hey, hon, you know what's crazy? I remember that before we was married, you would always eat, goat and all this stuff for me and stuff. And then she said, well, you know what? I don't eat it anymore because now we're married. I got you.
Mm.
Got you. And so all I said to her was, thank you.
Oh. Mm.
So all I said to her was, thank you. She said, for what? I said, thank you for proving my point. Where once you get what you get, you go flat. The moo start coming out, holy panties start coming out, bonnets start coming out outside. Now you're not looking the way you looking anymore. The way I met you, used to wear red lipstick. Now you wearing lipstick from Dollar Tree because your lips just became. Nah, we're not doing it. We're not doing no. We're not doing. I'm just saying. I'm not no excuse to Dollar Tree. I like Dollar Tree a little bit. I'm just saying Dollar Tree does make a little money here and there. I'm just saying.
Don't
She,
offend her. She's like, yo, chill, chill, chill. That's saving everybody right now.
but I'm saying, but she literally proved the point, and when she did, it made me realize how many people now are in relationships where when they get in, many relationships end because the person who they met is not the person after they had really committed is the same person now. You literally gave me a facade this whole time, and now we got married. Now you somebody totally different because now I got you. You can't go nowhere. I know if you leave, guess what? I'm taking half of your shit, or vice versa if you got it. My ex-husband said he hated people that would work in medicine. He didn't want me studying to be a nurse. Now he is married to a nurse. He needed the
Wow.
residency because he divorced me after he got the
Wow.
right there, right there. That right there is manipulation. That's a form of abuse. Why? Yo, so listen, I don't like nurses. I don't like people who do, and then you're doing the same thing you're telling me not to go do. Technically, it was done these last 4 years, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, the abuse is crazy. Okay, the red flags, the manipulation is crazy, and this if people are less, the sad reality is everything is always done in that beginning stage, the honeymoon stage. And the honeymoon stage normally lasts between like a year, between like 6 months to a year. And then it's just like you can prolong it longer, but it generally lasts like the first like year when you're, oh my God, do me, God, and then it just normals out. And at that point when it normals out, you should then by then see, okay, you know what, I see the flags of this person, or I don't like this, or I like this, or you know what, I noticed that when you're happy with me, you cook, but when you're not happy with me, you don't cook. Now I'm starving. Like, what's going on with that? That's a form of abuse. It's happened in real life. Or you're trying to be a vegetarian, and all of a sudden she wants to start putting meat in everything. That's a
Mm.
form of abuse. That's abuse. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what the? So it's like at one point in time, you yourself have to love yourself to sit there and say, okay, this is what I'm going to tolerate and not, and do it from the beginning. So if you see somebody and they have a red flag, you know, okay, I can tolerate this, or I don't want to tolerate that. And you're ready. You change that flag yourself. Okay, you know what? I noticed that you know, I noticed that sometimes they duck off to the corner when they on the phone. But I'm gonna let that slide a little bit and let that go. You know, and then somebody who's manipulative or somebody who's abusive will sit there every 5 minutes. What are you doing on the phone? What you doing on the phone? No explanation of the fact that, hey, listen, I don't like me. A lot of people who are with me know I don't talk to other people in front of everybody because your conversation is private. Whether you're only hearing my voice or not, because what something I might say might be private to you and somebody else is overhearing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and oh, nah, but you acting sneaky. You don't like to talk to people in front of me. You got other hope. What are you talking about? Here's the proof of me, and here's my records to show who I was talking to. You want to call them right now and ask? You know what I'm saying? It's like those are forms of manipulation as well. So it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. And the sad reality is too many people use it. And because right now we're in a state of also everybody's really emotional, very emotional. Thank you,
All
Jones.
right, so this is not what this episode is for, IMC, but I'm just going to interrupt this for a commercial break. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so piggybacking off what the Mr. Upgrade had to say, I think it's unfair, Mr. Upgrade, with your clap on, clap off lights. You listening?
I'm listening. These are
Um,
censored lights, by the way.
you need to get up and do the some arm movements, but nah. There seems to be so much pressure on mad women to keep it up, and men just come to bed with ashy knees and holy draws. What happened?
So you ready? You ready? Here's the thing. You ready? You ready? Here's the thing. From and here's why your red here's where your red flag comes from. Y'all saw that the first time. Y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all saw it the second time. Y'all didn't say nothing. The third time, y'all didn't say nothing. So now he's living comfortable. This is what I say. If you want really good sex, if you want really good, stop lying. If somebody come and give you blah, you're like, oh my god, it's the best I ever had, and it's blah. Guess what you're gonna have the next time? Blah, because he thought he was doing the shit. So he out there, he like, yeah, I'm doing it, and you lying. Oh yeah, baby, and you lying. It's gonna keep on happening. You can teach somebody to have good sex. All you got to do is just talk and say, hey, listen, we do this here, do this there. Most of the time, y'all be lying, and then y'all want to come talking about, oh, but he asked you because you never told him that his feet or his elbows was ashy. You just let it slide because y'all fucking in the dark, right?
Y'all want the women to come to bed looking how you want her to be looking. 9 times out of 10, that stuff is uncomfortable. Satin is
What's
hot.
uncomfortable?
Lace get caught on everything. Nobody wants to look like Chewbacca in the morning.
Listen, listen. All you got to do is wear a sundress and call it a day, okay? A nice one. Don't wear
Sundress
no
is
moo
always
moos.
hot.
Don't wear no moo. You don't have to wear it to sleep. Just wear it to the bed. To the bed. Just to the, you can take it off in the process of getting to the bed. Just to the bed. What do you want us to wear? You want us to wear sexy boxers? You want us to wear boxers with print on it? What do you want us to wear? We was like, you want us just to be walking around? Yeah, baby. You want us to put a costume on? No, it's not happening. No. You should have
Come with a
prepared
come
for
with a dinosaur outfit.
We gotta move to the
you.
next question. I love
You
y'all.
are
We gotta move on to the next question.
you out here.
Pardon the commercial. Back to regularly scheduled programming.
All right, so
I'm just saying, just ask the question beforehand. You know, I'm just saying, just don't. Just be real when you're in the action. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys are ashy. Some of you guys, you know what I'm saying, you come out with the you got your own, you got the man fupa out. You know what I'm saying? It's not working. But the reason why women won't tell him to go get the man fupa fixed is because once he get the man fupa fixed, guess what? He looking good now. And the women in the gym are looking at him like, ooh, look at him. So guess what? She's not gonna tell
You
him to
see,
go to
you
his
be out here
demise.
trying to get us to stop our conversations. You chose us.
All right, all right, all
You
right.
invited us. You know us.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold
What's
on.
your next question?
I know. All right. So the next question, and this question is unique. All right. It
Yeah,
says,
cocoa butter.
what does it mean when a woman says, "I want a man to handle me"? Because we know there's some brothers that are very nice, gentleman-like, and then you got some of those women that um they kind of a little bit crazy and they talk reckless. So I want to know, what does a woman say when she means "I want a man to handle me"? Who wants to answer first? Because I know Colin's probably got.
Well, I'm not a woman, so let Carolina answer first because I don't know what they say and when they mean that. I just know the response of what I'm gonna say back.
All right. Go ahead, my sister.
I never really understood it either because when you want somebody to handle you, it's like, baby, is you somebody in a zoo? But anyway, they want somebody that they're able to go toe to toe with that don't see me trying to rationalize it. It hurts my brain.
You see, because it don't make no sense.
They want the man to come in and yes, Simone, very unique to each woman. But from the broader perspective, I see it as they want somebody to come in. They crazy. Like these are the women that want to get choked out during sex, but not too hard. Don't leave no marks, but like let me breathe enough. Like not enough to call the ambulance, but like so I can feel it. Right? They want you to yoke her up and like show her who's boss, but like not really. Like lower your voice when you're talking to me. I don't understand. If you need somebody to handle you, see a therapist. Like what demons you want somebody else to deal with? Go see
Yeah,
a person.
yes, I don't. Yes, Caroline, you've explained it correctly.
Hold on.
I don't think I've ever said that, but you can kind of see in the mannerisms of a woman that like just want to strong arm you for everything, real aggressive, broad shoulders, and just want to, there's no softness to her. There's just like,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't. Those are the same, like New York women that be like, yo, suck my, genital parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've never said that either, but like,
Yo, like that'd be why you see it. But watch this. Back in the day, that's what you used to say. Now it's happening in real life. You see, you done manifested this whole thing. Oh, nah, nigga, suck my what? I need to find somebody to handle me. You're not an animal. You're not a toy. You're not a machine.
The confusing part, guys, is that like they want somebody to be able to go toe to toe with them, and then when they go toe to toe with them, it's just like, whoa, I'm a woman.
Yes, thank you. Like, nah, if you want the smoke, I'm gonna give you all the smoke now. You're gonna get all of this. Let's go. We're gonna toe to toe. You wanna act like a nigga? You're gonna treat like a nigga.
Grab your steering wheel, try to light your stuff on fire. Like, it's just like you want somebody to handle you in a sense of like you want somebody to ignore your crazy. To be able to put up with you.
What it is like
mistakes.
they want a man who go ahead, my bad.
For your behavior. Like, I've never said I want somebody to handle me, but I married my husband. My husband and I dated and married young. So any dude that I dealt with before that, in my mind, if I'm able to boss up on you, I was just like, this is fun. This is, I'm able to like push you around figuratively. Like,
yeah, women like it.
I don't respect you. I didn't respect them.
Yeah, women like that.
Right? So with my husband now, there's like, we're not arguing. You're not raising your voice at me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't tried because like I be getting mad like about life. You can't argue with somebody who's not arguing back, okay? You just having an angry monologue. That's one. Two.
You are. You will be talking to yourself.
You having a screaming match, and they're like, "All right."
I will disengage. That's my new word.
You done?
Like a coach that
no. Mine is
okay. The upgrade. When I'll tag you when it's your turn. Okay. Get your lights though. In the meantime, it's. Like when you have a man around that's gonna hold you accountable, I resisted it at first because like, what you mean? But then you realize over time that like this person has your best interest. Because if you keep going out there and acting crazy, people ain't gonna respect you. But now, you know, with Facebook and all these groups and the girlies, they just hype up that kind of behavior. I don't want that around me. And then they read the books. Man, if y'all was to read some of these books these women is reading, that's what they want. They want that roughneck thug nigga to like come up, shoot bullets on their behalf, guns in the glove compartment, but still go to church with grandma. That's what they want. It's not realistic, baby. I'm not going to jail for you. Why don't you have a
No.
job? You just out here
They want
slinging
the
dope.
Avon
These are the
box
books that these women are reading. Okay, go ahead. Carlos, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yo, the way she looked at them kids, she said, "What?" Um, nah, she's yo. Listen, that whole I've heard women sit there and say, "Hey, um, I need somebody to handle me. You can go handle yourself, because I don't have the time nor the energy to handle another human being." That sounds crazy to me. Um, I know some women who like it. They're fine. Look at the baby.
All right.
Um, I know some women who they'll sit there and they think it's cute. So they'll mess with like the nice weak guy and then, say take advantage of him. There was this one shorty I was talking to, and the same way Caroline explained it, rough thug nigga, got a car, got a gun in the glove compartment, go to church. And she was like, but Collins, but you're kind of like that though. You are the guy who has a gun in the glove compartment, who, you know what I'm saying, who goes to church and you know what I'm saying, who protect. And I'm like, yes, but you know what I'm saying, it's not everybody, but at the same time, I'm not out here on these streets doing some thug crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I do I am from New York, so I hold a certain way to me. I do carry, and then I'm always protective of who I'm around. But I also praise, you know what I'm saying, the Most High. I like, but it's not everybody, and everybody doesn't have that stature because you have some people who have guns and use it the wrong way. You have some people who don't have guns and who sit there and think that they're macho. You know what I'm saying? It's like the women who sit there and say that to me, they're wild. Like you're really in the wild. Like you are really an unstable creature and you need somebody because this how are you asking somebody else to handle you? It still doesn't make any sense to me. And then you want to fight, you want to argue. I don't fight with nobody, I don't argue. I stop it in the tracks the first time I come around, like, look, we're not doing that. If you want to do that with somebody else. And that works to the point where women be like, you know what, cool. Because they, you know what I'm saying, like they see somebody that's not, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. The first time you want to mess up, you out the door. Okay, you know what, Carlos, I ain't playing. No problem. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they really want, but you don't have to handle somebody. The man just has to handle himself and be a man. And the woman will fold automatically to be like, okay, when he says no, he said no. You know what I'm saying? Even when I come at him, he's like, nah, chill, because he's not even going to entertain or engage in this to make me even madder. So this whole handling and when women saying it out loud, yeah, I'm telling y'all sound dumb. Okay, dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb, stupid. Stop saying it. That's why y'all happy y'all to be single. Or then y'all get with the weak guy and they be beating him up. And then one day when he turn around and beat you up, oh my God, whatever you beat me up. But you was beating him up first. Get out of here. I need somebody to handle me, but you hitting him, and you smacking him up in the street, you smacking him in the face.
Oh, can I
And
say
but
something
it's
about
go ahead. Yeah, you
what?
just
One day I was on the 84, right? So this guy and this girl sitting together, right? And he's walking. They get off the bus and they're walking beside each other. He bumped into her by accident. She went and slapped him 3 times. And after that, he's like, "Yo, relax. No, I'm not playing around with you." It was by accident. He bumped into her, but she slapped him. And then after that, she was still cursing him out as they're walking past the theater. I'm like, dude, what
yeah.
the fuck
Guess what?
slap you?
After those 3 slaps, she would have got slapped once, and then never see me again. You are getting this. You whatever you gave me, you are getting right back. It's called equal energy. It's called equal opportunity. We're in 2024, right? If people want equal opportunity, you're gonna get equal opportunity with these hands. Okay, leave your hands to yourself. You want to handle somebody, handle your hands like I'm trying to handle these lights. Handle those hands, okay? I'm trying to handle these lights, okay? Not for real. That's one of the craziest phrases that I've ever heard. And any woman who said that to me, I'm kid you not, I've not dealt with them. It's not happening. You're not trying to handle nobody.
They probably think the sex gonna be better.
Yeah, wild.
But you
The
know
sex
what?
is
You know
the
what?
sex is better when it's
Maybe not
peaceful.
y'all. Maybe that's y'all. But dudes be out here liking that kind of energy, and I don't understand it either. Cause you asking and you sound confused, but it's perpetrated, and continued because there's a market for it.
So it goes to power dynamics.
I'm
And
just
I've
saying.
noticed,
If you find dudes who are available to that, who think it's cute, who like embrace you, you're going to keep doing it.
right.
True.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got dudes
We
out
got
here
to
that
move on
like,
to the
I
next
love
question.
crazy women. That's how the
They're
crazy
wild.
ones. That's how the dudes. When you look at a man who he marries and who he impregnates, completely different. Cause you'll get on here and be like, nah, that type of energy is weird. I'm not trying to do it. But when you look at man's and who he's gotten pregnant, something in him is attracted to that type of behavior. But he not gonna
It's
bring fan.
the
But he not gonna bring her around fan though.
it's the
But when you look at who he marries, the clean cut,
yep, yep.
type of woman, and so your kind of folk, manfolk, y'all gotta be real careful on that. Cause if you were to impregnate the same kind of woman they wouldn't let you. The women who got the head on the shoulders, who about their business, raising their kids if they have them, they're not gonna let you just come into their life and just talk to them any kind of way. These other women, they gonna go toe to toe with you. They gonna sell drugs with you, bust a cap in somebody behind with you. They gonna be there with you on a type of energy. So the two of y'all is displaying that. I don't know what it is, but when you see the type of woman that's out here having multiple children, they the same ones like ooh, and they in your face pushing your head. But when you marry somebody, it's just like Sharon with the good job, Brenda with the PhD. Not
When we're
Sharonda with the
younger,
not Sharonda with the the EBT cards.
she
We got
said
to
with
move.
the EBT card, women like attention.
Yeah, we got to move on to the next question. So I'm gonna let you have the last word, bro, and then we're gonna move on to question 6.
No, no, no. Go ahead to question 6. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. So now that we talked about the other side about men dealing with crazy women, this question right here says, "Why do men hide the fact that they're being abused by women?"
Uh, it looks like a form of weakness. Um, because at one point you can't, and this is where the word comes in, where you can't handle the person that you're with, where they're putting their hands on you. Um, some men are not strong enough or love themselves to be like, hey, listen, I'm being abused. Just like Simone said, public shame, um, the fear of not being believed. That's another one. Because I remember when Shorty sat there and we were talking, and she just got up out the bed and started strangling me, took me off of my feet, toes. I'm on the closet and I'm like, what? So now, mind you, I'm not trying to hit her. So I pull her hair. She grabbed 3 of my locks out. This is my second set of locks. She grabbed my first set, grabbed 3 of my locks out. I had like scratches on me. Yo, as soon as I got loose, I called her mom, like, yo, come get your daughter. This bitch is crazy. I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. And from then on, I was like, nobody is ever gonna touch me. But there's some men who they're like, nah, I don't have nobody else, so I'm not gonna get nobody else. So I have to stay in this relationship. I don't have to stay in shit, my nigga. There's nobody hitting me. If I don't put my hands on you, you're not putting your hands on me. So now in every whatever relationship, whatever situation, whatever I get into, First thing I say is leave your hands to yourself. Because the day you touch me, I'm knocking the shit out of you and you'll never see me again. I'm not coming back. There's no because you're gonna do it again. I don't play fight. I don't play fight with nobody because the play fight first started. You start play fighting, and then one day it becomes serious. Or let's say you're play fighting. You know, us as men, we're stronger. So I go and I tap you, and the tap is a little too strong, and now you serious, and all of a sudden you hitting me, and nah, we're not doing that. So a lot of men, public shame is real. The fear against to not be believed. You for real? You got hit? You letting her beat you? You know how many men are mad big and their wives are mad small and they're getting abused? You know how many? You know how many? Most of the cases, most of the domestic violence cases that are done, the proof has been shown that women are the ones who started. Men are just the ones who get caught or get convicted. But women are the one who started because if that was the case, and I had to explain to somebody, I said, listen, if men were sitting there really the abusers out here in this world, right? Then that would have been from jump. In the Bible, as soon as Eve walked up to Adam, he would have knocked the shit out of her. And then from then on, everybody in the Bible, that would have been every day you hear a story about somebody getting out, it would have been normal. Nobody wakes up in the morning just to beat or abuse your partner. But in return, you have that also where you have evil women who sit there and I don't like this man, I hate this man. Why you still with him? And they love to torment they love the torment. They love it. They love to watch this person suffer. That shit is crazy. You know how many men kill themselves? You know how many men are suffering right now, dealing with whether physical abuse, mental abuse, whether dealing with their children or not being around. All that's crazy. All that's crazy. And men don't say nothing because, and then we don't say nothing also because definitely if you have kids, we're not the type of person that then we're going to talk about and shame the children of our mother like the women do to the fathers. You see it all online. And how many men do you see really talking and telling their story like, yo, this person did this and they did that? And if they do talk, they're telling their side of the story with it. We did this, I did this, they did that. They're not going and just bashing this person and saying, hey, this person is. So the public shame is real because who's going to believe you? You know what? Real story. Look at Tyrese. Look at Tyrese. How shamed did he get? Look at Will Smith. How shamed did he get? Public shame everywhere. But at the same time, as men, we not looking at him and being like, yeah, you that real alpha man if you allowing somebody to bust down your wife in your house. And you allowing her to abuse you and allow you to do all this stuff and you're not saying nothing, you're not doing nothing. I know. But it's a public shame. Nobody wants to go through that. You know what I'm saying? And who goes through most of the public shame? Men do.
Mm.
Women will literally deny it, will discount it. The whole girl, not the whole girls, but majority of women will all agree. Oh nah, Jada's not wrong. She good. She can live her life. What? She wrong. She's wrong. Tyrese's ex-wife wrong. Tia Mari wrong. The whole sisterhood is with everybody. You're wrong.
You know what someone said in the comment section? They said, what was it? Some woman got married to a guy and was like, yo, God told me that after 15 years, he's not for me. And I'm like, yo, that's ridiculous. Y'all were together for 7, and now all of a sudden, that's it. It's done. Somebody commented on my page, oh, and now she can start living her life. Like, what was she doing before she got married? So
Listen,
you mean the man didn't cheat on her, the man didn't disrespect her. She was just like, oh, God just told me, you're not my husband. This is not for me.
nah, bro, we're not doing
God
that.
didn't tell you. God didn't tell you
God
that.
didn't.
And you know what
God
I'm
didn't tell you
talking
that.
about? It was on World Star, and I'm just like, yo, like, here's my thing. If you didn't want to get married in the first place, you just wanted to continue to have a relationship, and you chilling by the person's house or they chilling by yours, be honest and say that. But don't be like after 15 years, yo, I'm calling it quits. I'm out.
You have to remember that divorce is an incentive in America. So after a certain amount of years, you get a certain amount of money or a certain amount of alimony. So some people literally stick it out to a certain amount of years and then be like, all right, we done. And a lot of men are blindsided And while they're doing that, they're literally most men in relationships, we suffer in silence. We don't say nothing. We will look over flaws, look over things because it's not meant for us to necessarily be happy in a relationship. It's meant for us for peace. You know what I'm saying? It's meant for us for peace. It's meant for us for coming together for unity. But majority of the time, it's, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of men literally suffer in silence. And whenever men do speak, all of a sudden you have women trying to speak for them. Oh no, you don't feel like that. Oh no, you don't feel like that. You don't. So the public shame is so real that I don't even feel like arguing about something that I'm actually going through, and then you're gonna deny it. Why do that? Now, mind you, I have the smoke for, I have the energy for it, but a lot of men don't have the energy for it. Where they just sit there and concede, and that's why you hear that famous line like, "Oh, you know, when a woman's arguing, you know, men normally shut up." I don't. Let's go. Because nobody, it's not about having the last word. It's about actually who's right. And if you're in your feelings and you're being wrong, now you're going to just throw the four things. You're going to throw shame, insults, guilt, or need to be right. So, can I explain that? Can you explain so the aggressive feeling? Explain what? Well, she asked me to explain something. So, well, she asked the question up there. But yeah, that's just that's just how I kind of see it. Simone said something, but I don't just ask the question again, Simone. And then she did also comment when I
Got it, got it. In a relationship for a man, it's not about happiness, it's about peace.
um when you ask majority of men in their relationships, you know, like are they happy? You know, some of them will say, yeah, they'll bypass it and say, you know, they'll give you other words, right? Because it's not necessarily about being, it's not about being happy as women say what happy is to them. When most women divorce, what do you hear them say? Oh, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. What does that mean? What does that happiness mean? Where to us, we're bypass what you consider happiness for what we're trying to build, which is peace and safety and stability and a family and a home. So we're bypass flaws and things to be like, you know what? I love this woman despite X, Y, and Z. Because guess what? I met you like this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you know, we were kids and I've literally watched you grow and I watched you go through. No, I met you like this. So there are things that I'm literally going to be like, you know what, I'll bypass that. I'll bypass the fact that she does this or she might say this, or I now address it. So, you know, it might be a problem. But again, in this now day and age, a lot of people don't even know how to communicate with each other. They're scared to talk. So these conversations won't even really happen because instead of just be like, well, you know, a guy will literally just not say nothing in a relationship. He'll suffer. He'll literally go through mad stuff. And then later on, the reason when he's in the car and he doesn't want to come inside the house, he's sitting there for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. When I was going through my divorce and I don't even know if I was getting divorced yet. It was a time where we had the kids, and because they're 7 days out the week, I think I had them for three, she had them for four. So the 3 days that I didn't have them, I found a bar and I'd be at the bar every day. And I'm at the bar for like 2 hours and I'm just sitting there by myself. I had my beer and I'm just contemplating life. And I didn't realize how many other people were sitting at the bar doing the same thing until other men had, you know, conversations. And then I would go to my friend's house. I would go to my brother's house. I would sit in his driveway for hours. We would smoke, we would drink a little bit, and then I would sit. It got to the point that sometimes I would take a nap until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and then go home because I didn't want to deal with what was happening inside the house. All the arguing. It was just I was just like, this is just too much. But mind you, my daughters are there. If I didn't have any daughters, it would have been done. I would have left. It's over. But because they were there, I now have to come and deal with this. And it's not just me. There are plenty of men that their stories that they have that will tell you of them not wanting to go home, sitting in the car. Um, Always, why do you think some men stay at work longer than they're supposed to? They stay at work longer because work sometimes is better than home. People at work treat them better than home. Why do you think sometimes they'll go and they want to stay on with their friends because their friends treat them better? Why do you think sometimes, just like when you're at church, why do you think some men at church get involved with all the activities that they can to stay away from home?
Mm.
Now I'm in the AV system. Now I'm doing Bible study. Now I'm mind you, you could leave after church. We got that whole time before we got, AY and all that. We got like 3-4 hours. Now I gotta go and I gotta make sure that this is set. I gotta make sure that this is good. This is real life. Men are so silent that we don't really say it because again, it's a public shame. Like I don't want nobody to really know that I'm really out here feeling this way. I'm sitting in my car and I'm not going in the house because the woman that I love don't love me or is treating me this way and there's nothing that I can do about it. Yes, there is. You love yourself enough, get the fuck away, get out. Get up and live. Get up and move. But a lot of men don't know how to do that. And then definitely when you're married, because guess what? When you get divorced, who wins the majority of the time? The women do. So he's losing half of everything. So yeah, I'd rather just now deal with this in silence until, what I'm saying, we can go through what we go through. It's everywhere now. And the reality is that men have to literally, I mean, they're doing it now, but come out and speak up and say, hey, listen, I'm tired of being silent. If this is not going to work out, then we need to go do something. I'm tired of sitting in the car all day. You know what I'm saying? Because energy doesn't die, it just gets transferred. If your wife ain't talking to you, a chick is going to sit there and try to talk to you from somewhere because she's going to see your energy. Oh, you okay? You okay, boo? You all right? In the beginning, you're going to shut it off because you want to be loyal. And then after a while, it's going to crack. It's gonna crack. Feed the water in your own grass. Everybody always says the grass is green on the other side. That should be turf. Should be straight turf. BBLs, fake eyelashes. It'd be turf on the other side. Water your own grass. But most people don't know how to do that. So most men again suffer in silence. They really suffer. Go to a bar. Just go to a bar and see how many men are sitting there. And watch and look at their fingers and see if their wives are sitting next to them. How many people go to church and see how many women are in church married and their husbands are at home? This is real life. How many men would rather be at home than be in church worshiping with the Lord with his wife? Because the Bible even says, guess what? Sleep on the roof of the house
Yes.
than to be with a contentious woman. The Bible says to sleep in the dragon's pit and the lion's den than to
I
be with a
feel
contentious woman. And instead of men listening to that, they stay in the house.
yeah. Or living in
Instructions
the
are right there. Instructions are right there. So mind you, any female that want to argue, you know what I do? And they're Christian. Here you go. Here's what the Bible says. I'm out. I'm out. I'll be back. When you're done, I'll be back. That's what the Bible says. And if you don't want to believe in it, then you're not Christian, and so we're unequally yoked, so we can't do this. So you see how this goes? You see how we're so either like the abuse is real, but again, and sorry for the whole rant, but it was also because I was talking to Jones too. A lot of men do suffer in silence. A lot of men do suffer in silence. I'm telling you, they will suffer and they won't tell you. Go ask your friends. Go ask some of your male friends and ask them and say, hey, like how are you in your relationship? There's some of them will tell you like, yo, I'm not, I tell you I'm okay. That's the word. I'm okay. I'm good. You're not hearing nobody say I'm happy unless you ask that question. Are you happy? But when you ask women, what's with normally, how's your relationship? Oh, I'm happy, I'm great, and everything is good. Women would literally say, they'll say I'm happy. Men, they're not sitting there saying, hey, I'm happy first. They're literally like, yeah, I'm going through it. I'm content right now. I'm all right. I'm chilling. So, talk to your male friends, and a lot of male friends gotta, talk to them. Go ahead, Gabe.
that's
My
real.
bad. I think
Yeah.
it. I think it froze.
Yeah. Nah, you man, that was you hit it right on the nail. Now I want to hear from Caroline to just wrap things up, and then we have two more questions. Hold on, wait.
I be
Actually, no, we have three
watching
more
them.
questions. We got three more questions. But go ahead, Caroline.
Somehow I find people getting arrested on YouTube very entertaining.
Yes, I do too.
I've been watching
That
some
should be
documentary
hilarious.
videos, and that's great. They gonna find you. But anyway, when I come across the videos of, it's like compilations of husbands, boyfriends being rescued from abusive girlfriends' wives. I am seeing the upgrade. Wild. Um, the perpetrators of the abuse are always indignant. What do you mean? I'm a woman. I didn't do anything to him. I've
Well, I've seen
seen
those videos.
one where the dude's mom sends the police and the girlfriend's ex to the house to do a welfare check on the man because she hadn't heard from him. The girlfriend then took his phone, his laptop, iPad, all of that. He couldn't reach nobody.
Mm.
When the police get there, she's hollering, she's belligerent. Don't separate us. They're going to turn you against me, ma'am. He want to get away from you, but can't. And you can see the reluctance when the police are asking them, "Would you like to press charges?" Not really. And then I guess depending on what the altercation is and what happened, it's not in the man's ability to decide whether he wants to press charges or not. Sometimes the state automatically presses charges on the woman and takes her away. So I don't know if there's a mindset of like, I can't be a victim because I'm a man. This didn't really happen. We were both aggressive. But when you got it to a point where men aren't really believed sometimes, or a lot of times, unless they got a recording, cameras, and even then, it take them a minute to like, yo, this is what's happening. This has been a pattern established. She's crazy. Restraining order. Get to the point where the ladies be coming back, climbing through the windows, breaking their cars, following them. It's a lot.
Oh, I saw a video a week
Because
ago.
they always, apparently, statistics wise, domestic violence is higher in women than it is in men. But we always hearing the stories about men unaliving women, they can't escape. But there are women abuse each other in same-sex relationships too. So
Oh yeah. No one talks about that. People act like,
Yeah,
oh, this is me.
because it's not us. That's why it's not us.
I laugh when I hear about
I'm
that because I'm
just
like,
saying. If the
unless they
statistics show,
anybody is capable of intimate partner violence, but I think it all
everybody,
boils down to people. This may be a question you about to ask, but I'm gonna say anyway. People not taught or being unaware of how to regulate their emotion. Their emotional regulation or dysregulation was taught by parents or guardians who didn't know how to regulate their emotions either. And so their chosen forms of outlet of expression include aggression, drug use, alcohol abuse. And so all of that can contribute to their actions being aggressive, angry, just it just ain't never made sense. Even in anger, I've never put my hands on my husband. Ever. Because logically, number one, the urge has never been there. And two, I know if I hit him and he hit me back,
you done.
I just want y'all to bring a real nice flower to my funeral. Put a nice rose on the casket, okay?
The
Because
big dude.
I don't understand where women get this mindset. Like, if I hit him just because I'm a woman, he's not gonna hit me back. I'm little. My center of gravity is small. Like I hated dodgeball growing up. Like I'm finna move. I used to beat everybody because I'm not throwing the ball and I'm not catching it. I'm moving out y'all way. Cause if that ball hit me, I'm gonna cry like a little girl. Cause y'all look like some real dudes. When y'all throw that ball and it hit, ooh, sting. I'm out the
Yeah,
way,
that shit.
right?
Yeah, it hurt.
So
The
I'm
most hurt.
looking at this man. He's probably 5'10", shoulders big. Like, I mean, we both fluffy because we parents now, but even on his worst day, baby, you got it. What you want? What you want from the stuff? I'm not going toe to toe with you. I'm not getting up in your face. I'm not like, no. You could blow air on me and I'm gone. You know what? Have a nice day, sir. This house, you and the kids, y'all be straight. We cool. I just don't understand why that don't click in some women's minds. Like, I'm never hitting a boy. Like, I mean, I fought a boy in 7th grade, but that because he jumped on my back. That's different.
You know what?
He was
You remind me of like.
he was smaller than me, so you shouldn't have jumped on my back. But for women who instigate violence, I just don't understand the logic. Like,
It's like chihuahuas.
he finna whoop your ass. Like, I don't even want to fight a girl bigger than me. Like, they finna whoop my ass. Like, that don't even make sense. It don't. If upgrade make me mad and I feel a way about what he's saying, he got it. Because look at him. He got that God is good shirt on, but
I have to make shit out somebody.
you too, Gabe, with that little velvet do-rag you got on.
Oh, that's my dream right here.
I don't even know why the MCA be bothering you. You be on that bus like, hey, yo, let me on. Yo, Gabe always got a story like MCA bothering him.
Now I had a story today. I was on the bus coming home.
Always.
These kids wearing bunches. I'm sitting down. They jump the seats. They jump in the seat next to me. Y'all just got. I'm like, yo, y'all can play seats all day. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, y'all mad disrespectful. Y'all parents don't teach y'all any manners when y'all go on the bus. Anyway, let's go to question 7. It says,
"Oh, he knows his numbers."
Why do friends and family always believe the abuser instead of the abused? It's mighty silent over there.
I don't necessarily agree with that. It could be a percentage that does believe him, but depending on why the person is in the situation they're in the first place. We did talk about some of the characteristics of somebody who is abusive, and they may be using those same charms or mannerisms on the family, right? Or when the victim or person experiencing the abuse is questioned about what's going on, why have you been so distant, why so many hospital visits, what's going on with you, they're not saying anything, or they're ghosting their family. So I don't necessarily think that it's the family believing the abuser. I just think that a lot of times families are in the dark until like major physical damage happens. That's just my opinion.
I think I agree. What did I agree with you?
Come on, wave your hands, everybody. Woo!
What you did that face because I agree with you?
At this point, it's Christmas. The upgrade agree with me is all praise to the Most High. Amen.
Listen, nah, I agree with you. Nah. Because a lot of friends and family, the only way that they would agree with the abuser is because the abuse isn't saying anything, and the abuser is the one that's controlling the situation. So because I have your phone, I'm the only one that communicates with your family. Because I have the internet and I have your Facebook, I'm the only one that lets everybody know what's going on. I communicate for you. Because you don't go out, I'm the only one. So nobody knows what's going on. So they would believe the abuser because it'd be like, well, this is the only person that I heard from. This person you didn't tell me nothing until now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the only way that an abuser would be. You know, saying they lie, they just lie. Just like Simone said, they lie and they pretend. And all they're doing is they're just creating this nice little, fantasy bubble for everybody about the relationship. And then, mind you, their family member is, how come, she hasn't called me all night? You know what I'm saying? She hasn't been feeling good. She's laying down. She'll be all right. I'll let her know to call you the next couple of days. Couple of days come by, hey, what's going on all night? You know what I'm saying? She at work. She left her phone here. You know what I'm saying? And then, no, and then a lot of family members aren't smart enough to be like, hey, let me just go do a wellness check. Let me go over there myself, or let me go get somebody over there instead. Okay, I'm going to believe this person because they're married them or because they're with them instead of going the extra mile and the extra step, because sometimes that can save somebody's actual life. You know what I'm saying? But then again, too, it's also because if you think about it with the victim, think about in your family, you being the strong one. And then in a relationship, you the weak one, and they can't perceive that. What? You getting me? Get out of here. You? Would you just be my husband when we were younger? Get out of here. Some of them like this family member's partner more than their own family. Yep. Yep. And other times that's true too. And so if let's say the sibling don't like you, or y'all never were cool. And now all of a sudden they meet this person and you know what I'm saying? Like they like them. It's a wrap for you. They definitely not getting believed. So family and friends, they can be dangerous only because or not. Like actually this was actually a whole episode. This was the whole season of Reasonable Doubt. If you didn't watch it, season two, it's a great show. But that was the whole season two. Like a woman was getting abused, and like they were trying to figure out what was going on, and you had family and friends who didn't believe her, and they believed she was getting abused until you see the pictures, and they were like, "How come you didn't say anything?" And she was like, "Because how could I? I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't doing anything. We didn't go anywhere. Like he had all my money tied up." And the perpetrator observes the family dynamics and tells, "Yep, it takes advantage." So now I know how to, move with people. Hey, I'm going to go to the mom's house and let the mom know. Hey, mom, how you doing? I'm just coming to visit. Hey, what about my daughter? Oh, no, she's home. She's at, busy. I just wanted to come by, make sure everything is okay. That nigga's manipulating everything. So the abuser is the manipulator, and the abused is the one that's required because then you have the shame. You don't really want your family to know. I have family members who, what I'm saying, were abusing their relationships. They didn't tell me until after because they knew if I found out, it's a wrap. So it's after, and now I'm calm because they know that I'm not going to go, after. Because I mean, I still could, but it's like it is what it is under the water. But imagine finding out at that moment when it's happening. Yeah, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even that right there is scary. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to get their family involved. Imagine you got a family member who is going to crash out. Is going to crash out. Their whole life is about to be ruined because of this, what happened in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes they're so scared to even do that. They wait until after the fact. So, it's tough when it comes to family and friends. It's tough. A lot of family and friends don't find out until after. I mean, they looking at you like you stupid. What? You went through that? Oh, I can't believe you. You let that happen to you? You know what? Let me not even talk to your ass no more. I'm trying to sit there and explain to you what happened. You sitting there ridiculing me about what's going on. Oh, you? What do you mean you? Yes, me. Yeah, like so. Yeah. Next question.
All right. So, why do abusers think that money solves all problems? I'll explain if you want a little bit more clarity on it. Oftentimes, men and women, well, mostly women will get abused by men, and some men will try to clear it up by buying her something like, "Oh, I know you've been wanting this purse," or "Oh, I got you a new car," thinking that this will smooth things over and that they can continue the abuse. So let me put up the question again. Why do abusers think that money solves all their problems?
Well, in this case, it's a one-sided because it's not like women use their money to like after they abuse their guy. So it's really guys who have the money and who abuse their women. And so you got to realize that once she accepts the first gift, it's a wrap. She's gonna do it again and again and again and again. So it's on her to stop it on the first time. Like, no, I'm not. You can't buy me getting knocked out and me having a black eye. But to them, it's like, oh, nah, I got a new car so I can drive all over the place, and not thinking and not realizing that you're now just allowing this to happen again. You now just bought your next ass whooping. Let's see how big this one is. Hey, you wanted this bag? All right, the bag cost $300. That was a little bit. All right, he beat you the next time. The next time you got beat, you went to the hospital. Now you coming out with a car. Next time you beat, it got to the point that you got broken arms and limbs. If you got a house, when you gonna make it stop? And because it's easier to, yeah, yep, it's easier than raking ownership. Yep,
Taking.
yep, taking ownership. Yeah. So because on the flip side, a guy who's getting physically abused, the only way that she's going to use the money is if she's supporting him. And so there's no way out for him. Like he literally has no way out. So he's going through the abuse, and it's like, well, I pay the bills and I do this and I do that and I do all of this. And so you ain't going nowhere. And so that's where I could see where women use it. Where if a man moves in, or let's say he moves in with a woman, or he lives with her or something, she'll use that against him. Like, oh, I pay the bills and I do this, and that's where the abuse comes in. A lot of men don't sit there and say, oh, because you moved into my house, now I got the money, now get out. No, like no. And if we bought the house together, it's a no. We bought it together. But most of the time, it's used with money. It's more of the material. So I have my own place and I have my own things. And so you know what? I don't need you. Get the fuck out. And it can be all for nothing. And then he comes back, and then he leaves again and comes back. Oh, no, I love her. No, she's either using you for dick, or she's using you because you do something for her. But that's it. And some people are taught that some folks speak through their actions, and then the act of buying a gift is the act of apologizing. Yes, here's one way. I know some women, and it has nothing to do with money, but it's like I guess in the realm. I know somebody who never apologized. You know what they would do? Like a mother does to her child when she is wrong and doesn't know how to apologize, brings me a plate. You hungry? Here you go. I made you something. I went to the store and I brought you a plate. Here you go.
Mm.
It's the same thing. You don't have to necessarily give me money, but now you could buy me things. So if women know that what a way to a man's heart is to his stomach. So abusing him and not apologizing. Here, you hungry? You know how many men I've talked to who sat there and be like, I don't get no apologies, but should make me a plate of food when she knows she's wrong. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not demanding it. So there was one time where somebody tried, like after I saw the pattern of the food, one time they gave me food and I said, I don't want that. And they said, what? And I said, I don't want that. I don't care what it is. I said, I'd rather an apology than you trying to give me food instead of taking accountability for what you did. Because then now I'm enabling, which is a flag for me. It's a red flag for me. But instead, I'm using the yellow flag and I'm enabling you to now keep on doing. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's not happening. No. So people, you should have changed money to like material things, or like right, because that's the only thing I could think of. Women don't have to necessarily use actual cash and money, but they'll use things like food. They'll use things like if the person lives with them, while men will use actual money and say, hey, I give you 10 bands. Here you go shopping. On top of buying the material things as he's abusing. It's just a way of manipulation. If that's it, for those people, that's because the manipulator found out that their love for money was their God.
Hmm.
So now I'm going to use this, because this is your God. I'm going to use this to now come at you. I'm not going to use this tool. Okay, so I know that you love money, and so I can hurt you, but I know if I buy you something, you be all right.
Hmm.
And because you now accept it, then if it happens again, I could buy something else. Withhold sex, then be available for sex after they've done you wrong. Right, right. You ain't having sex. You ain't have sex in weeks. Then they did you wrong, and all of a sudden, oh, hey, baby. All of a sudden, putting on lingerie. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Don't do none of that. I don't want to see none of that. You wrong. I'd rather you just say the words "I apologize" or "I'm sorry" than for you to either put on lingerie. I just had that pussy yesterday. You think
Hmm.
because you put lingerie on today, it's better? The fuck out my face. You're wild. You're wild. You're wild. You're wild. I'd rather hear the apology, because the difference between an apology and "I'm sorry" is, you see, an apology is saying whatever happened, regardless of your feelings. Regardless of your feelings, whatever happened, and I apologize. And so I'm going to try to be better and not do it again. I'm sorry is literally feeling the pain with that person. I'm sorry. I'm grieving with you. That's why, what do we say when people die? Sorry for your loss, because I'm grieving with you. But when you say I'm sorry and you don't even know why you're saying sorry, you'd be like, no, no. A lot of abusers, they like to use, they'll withhold the sex, or, oh, all of a sudden, um, 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 we haven't had sex, and, oh, we had sex, but you haven't given head, and now you want to give head, but you know you're wrong. Get out of my face. When a man has dick control, I'm telling you right now, that man is the man. That man is the man, because then you don't fall into it. Because once she comes and once you take that sex, it's over. She knows she got you. She knows she got you. She knows that anytime she fuck up, all she got to do is just open them legs, open them legs, and you're gonna fall right for it, because you're not in your. Instead, soon as you open them legs, now I'm good. Let's have this conversation right now. Let's talk right now. Because if not, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, the conversation has to be had, but most of the time it's not. So me, I'm not arguing with nobody no more. Like, we not that whole you trying to manipulate me by buying things I like. All of a sudden, you buying me the food that I like, and you bought me a gift, and oh, I bought you your favorite drink, and oh, hit move. You want to do something special? Go get me some new pussy. Do that. Give me some special. You messed up. You want to go buy me? You want to buy? No, 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 no. You have to have self control. But again, because most people don't have self control, and it's a material world, like Madonna said, it's a wrap. True. No one ever says I apologize for your loss. Yeah, nobody says that. Why would nobody? Nobody. The reason why nobody says that is because it negates your feelings. So, example. Imagine, Gabe, you're on the bus like you normally are, right? You get off the bus, and you see somebody walking across the street, and they got their headphones in, and you're watching this bus come, and now you push them out the way. Push them out the way. You save their life. They get up. Oh my God! How come you didn't say sorry? I can't believe that. So then you go and you say, well, why am I saying sorry? Because I'm not grieving for you. I'm not grieving that you're hurt. I'm not sad that you're hurt. I apologize. Now, you want me to apologize for saving your life? I apologize if you're hurt, but I saved your life. Regardless of how you feel, you're still alive.
Right.
Somebody would then feel stupid. You know what I'm saying? So me, I don't say sorry unless I I personally hurt you or somebody died. Everything else is an apology. You notice how let's say you're talking on the phone with somebody, and somebody hang up the phone, and they text you, oh, I'm sorry, I hung up. Why are you sorry? I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not mad. I'm not crying. You know what I'm doing instead? I'm just living my life. Instead, you should say, I apologize because you had to go, regardless of my feelings, you had to hang up the phone.
Mm.
So just apologize for it and not say sorry. You know what I'm saying? Most relationships fail because men and women speak two different languages. Men speak sorry, women don't want to hear sorry.
Mm.
Because when men say it too much and then I agree, baby, I'm sorry. Think about it. Think about him doing wrong the first four times and saying sorry with no real remorse, no real grievance. So now he really fuck up this time and he's like, baby, baby, I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. So that's one definition of sorry. So her response back to him is, yes, you are sorry. You a sorry ass nigga. And you know what he says back? Yes, baby, I'm sorry. I'm a sorry ass nigga. She's not grieving with him. She's really
Right.
saying the second definition, which is you're nothing, you're worthless. Because that's what sorry is. You know when
Right.
somebody says you're a sorry piece of shit,
Yeah.
you're nothing, you're worthless. So they're having two different conversations. Now what happens is that after the feelings go and he's chilling, he's now doing things to make things up and all that. But she's already on the exit plan. So now when she leaves and he's like, babe, what happened? I said sorry. Your sorries were enough because you didn't even mean it. When people say sorry, they normally don't mean it because there's no feelings behind it because obviously you're not grieving about it. You're not upset
Right.
about it. So you know what I'm saying? You should apologize. Most relationships, people don't even know how to do that. They don't even know how to say sorry. In most relationships, you would say sorry unless your feelings really have nothing to do with it. Listen, I apologize for what I did, but it had to be done. If
Right.
not, we'd be stuck. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I can't. You want me to cry with you? It's not happening. But if I did something like, let's say I cheated on you because the arrangement was me and you were exclusive, but I did something with somebody else and I personally hurt you, yes, I'm sorry because I'm, if I feel this way, then yes, I'm grieving with you. Baby, I'm
Right.
sorry. I don't want to do it again. Because then what you're going to do is you're going to come off with the I apologize because most of the time the sorry is for really yourself. You're really trying to get somebody else like, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. You are the one that needs the forgiveness from the person that you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
How? How? Please forgive me. I just need you to forgive me for what I did to you. I just need you because I can't. You sound stupid. Sound dumb. And it be happening in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and instead of it just being where the abuse, people need to go back to just loving themselves the way that God told them to love themselves.
Right.
If you love yourself, you're not going to allow somebody to abuse you and hurt you and talk to you a certain way. There's certain ways that people talk to you because you might like it, you might sit there and joke around. But because somebody cares for you, they know, okay, I can get loud, but I know I can't call them out their name because I like them too much or I respect them too much, and I'm not going to do that. But there's other people who they like that, and that's who they are. And so it'd be like, if you want me to call you, an unstable creature, okay, I'll call you an unstable creature, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And they'll take that as abuse. Right now, we're just at a weird point in time in history, not in history because we're in the present, but a weird point in time where it's really all about everybody's feelings.
Yes.
It's gotten so point to the feelings that then that's the reason why a lot of like I've taught a lot of young men, listen, you have to learn how to control your feelings. You have to learn that it's like you have to learn how to disengage. You have to learn how when she's arguing with you, just disengage. You done? Because if you're not done, I'm out. Like there's certain things that you do in order for her to then gain the respect from you. If not, it's always gonna be, oh yeah, I let my wife do anything, or I let her do anything, I let her talk to me any type of way because we're not doing that. She don't respect you. What did Caroline just say a while ago when she got the guy who was weak? It was cool. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
was funny to, you know what I'm saying, do those things. That's what women like to do. When they find that weak guy that they can take control of and treat him like her little teddy bear, she gonna do all that. But find a real man. He not playing with you. You want
Right.
to do what? You trying to build what? So when you met me, you didn't like me already? And forgiveness doesn't mean I need to take you back. Right. Right. Because in an abusive relationship, what do most abusers say? Please take me back. Please forgive me. Forgive me for what I did. I forgive myself for allowing this to continue to happen.
Mm.
But I don't have to forgive. I can forgive you, and I have the right not to forgive you. And most of the time, again, it's always because of the other person. It's that other person who needs the validation for their feelings. They don't care about yours. The abuser doesn't care about you. They care
Yeah, I
about
agree.
themselves. But
All right. No, continue your point. Then after that, we'll go on to the last question. So go ahead.
oh no,
Finish
that was
your.
it. That was it. Yeah, just
Oh,
that abusers just like to just put it on other people instead of themselves. Like, nah, we're not doing that.
all right. So the
What's the
last and
last
final,
question?
yeah, the last and final question is: how can you protect your sons and daughters from abusive relationships?
Teach them to love themselves. Teach them to love themselves and teach them to love others like they love themselves. And in
Okay.
that way, you wouldn't want to do something, whatever. Like I live by the motto, treat people the way you want to be treated. So if I don't want to be molested, why would I molest somebody?
Mm.
If I don't want to be physically abused, why would I physically abuse somebody? Because karma is real. You're whatever you send out, that's what you attract. If you're attracting beating people, you're gonna get beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like so that's where that sense comes from. I've protected my sons and daughters. I told my son, don't let no female put her hands on you. And the day she does, you leave. First hit, first hit, you gone. My daughter, same thing. My daughter, same thing. First hit, you gone. You should know the patterns when the person starts doing certain things like raising their hands and beginning to do this. If they even with this, bye, leave. Respect yourself enough to know that if the parent didn't do it to you, then I ain't got it. Like, why would you take it from somebody else?
Right.
Why would you take it from a man if I didn't sit there and beat you? If I didn't punch you in your face, why would another man punch you in your face?
Right.
Now if he wants to beat you, he could take a belt and beat you in your ass. But you know most women like that shit, so that's different. But if I'm now punching you in your stomach, punching you in your mouth, giving you black eyes, your parent didn't do that to you, so why would you accept it from somebody else? You don't love yourself enough, or because you weren't taught to love yourself enough. I explained to them to keep their hands to themselves. You see, that's what I explain now. Like my daughters and my sons, they know keep your hands to yourself because for my daughters, boys are boys. They're stronger than you. They're gonna hit like a boy. I don't know what to tell you. Like we are physically stronger than y'all. We were created and built like this. So to have like Caroline said, the audacity to just sit there and think that you could beat up a man, okay, no problem. But you're gonna learn today. My son knows not to get his hands or to put no hands on nobody. My daughters know. You just got to teach your kids to not let people put their hands on them from jump. I don't do that whole teach my sons don't hit women, don't hit no women. Tell that girl don't touch you. Say
Mm.
it just like that. Don't touch me. Just like that. That should be the clear message. That should be a clear enough message. If you don't touch me because I will hit you back.
Mm.
Anybody who hits me first, I'm hitting you back and you will never see me again.
Mm.
But you're not gonna leave with just hitting me and thinking it's gonna be okay. You're gonna learn today. We're in 2024. Y'all want an equal opportunity? Y'all want equal rights? Now y'all got them. People ain't playing no more. People ain't playing no more. It's not. It's there's too many women out here. Just the statistics are when it comes to domestic violence, 25% of when it comes to relationships of men and men. So gay men, 25%. It's the lowest. Men, two men, 50% men, women, 75% lesbians, women on women. Who's the problem? Who the problem? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Who the problem? Women are, most of the women are the abusers.
Right.
And so you teach your daughters from young, don't put your hands on boys. You teach your boys from young, hey, listen, that whole hitting girls because you think you like her, get that out the way, move it along. Because I don't accept no abuse at all. But once you start it, I'm gonna end it, and then it's gonna end from there. Because think about this. Imagine if there was a serial abuser. There was a girl out there who just every time she got in a relationship, she would just smack niggas. And nobody did nothing to her. Nobody. She just out here smacking. She done smacked 100 people. Nobody stopping her. Guess what? She better hope I'm not 101 because it's gonna stop right there. It's gonna stop right there. You can't. You can't. You, you gonna tell somebody don't abuse somebody? You can't stop them. You can't stop them physically. You can say all you want to. Please don't hurt nobody. Please don't abuse me. They're gonna do what they want to do when they mad. When they in their feelings, most of the time, what happens with women in their feelings? They black out. They don't even remember what they be doing in their feelings. If they're in an abusive situation, I have told them to seek help from me and the police. Yes, but there are times where that help might be too late. That help might be too late. What if you backed up in the corner, somebody's about to attack you? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? What do you do when there's a whole bunch of females and you a boy and the girls got bats in their hand? What you gonna say? Oh, don't! My mother told me not to hit girls, so now I'm about to get beat by bats and hell no! I'm about to. As soon as one bat get loose, I'm swinging. We going to baseball practice out of this bitch swinging because you was gonna do the same thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so when girls realize that boys can hit you, because think about it. If men were really the abusers out here, wouldn't we already be doing it all day?
Mm.
The only reason why men don't abuse like that is because other men regulate that because it's not something that we really do. So real abusers can't go out here and go out in the public and abuse because when real men see him, what we doing? Fucking him up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's in that light that I see it that way. But yeah, you just teach your sons and your daughters, don't let nobody keep your hands to yourself. The first time somebody shows an indication of any type of physical violence, um, leave, leave, go. We're not talking about accidents. We're not talking about what happened on Baby Boy when Yvette is smacking the shit out of Jody and he turns around. He didn't hit her on purpose. He turned around and smacked her. That wasn't on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But who was the aggressor? We ain't talking about the fact that Yvette was the aggressor. She was the one that was smacking him. I hate you, Jody. I hate you, Jody. What he kept on saying, stop, 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 stop. He turned around, girl, stop. Just turning around, stop, bang, smack her. You hate me, Jody. He didn't do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the movies, who do you see? But back in the day, who did they portray us? Who did they portray it to be? They portrayed it to be the men. That's what they were protests back in the day for movies like Waiting to Exhale, movies like Color Purple, because this is what real men weren't like that. Then you believe that all men are like this, but then now we in modern days watching girls are watching you and watching all these movies with abusers and all that, and then talking about men are scary, but you're watching it before you go to bed. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. You watching abusers at night, you watching people abuse people, not all men. You seeing the numbers, seeing how small they are, you like, oh, all men do this. No, 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 no. And at the same time, on the flip side, you have a lot of abusers that are women who a lot of men, again, they don't talk about because they're too scared. It's just they're too ashamed. And there are a lot of women who are abusers, and it starts with their kids, and then it starts with the men who they with.
Mm.
That's why you have a lot of children, a lot of adults now who don't fuck with their own parents because they were abused. How can you tell? How can you try to explain to your son, your daughter, to not be abused when you're abusing them? All they're doing is just seeing what happens, and now they're just gonna either replicate it out of subconsciously, or they're gonna try to sit there and try to regulate it. That's it. That kind of world that we live in, bro. I don't know, but yeah, that's the only thing I would say is just try your best to just say don't keep your hands to yourself, and that you will get them blows. And I think that um, sons and daughters should be put into some type of fighting program or something with some physical combat readiness.
Right.
That way you could defend yourself and not make the excuse of I'm a victim. I'm a victim. No. When my daughters get older, either they might go into karate, or they might go into boxing, or I might just start them, showing them hands. Soon as my daughters get older, they're going to the gun range. They're gonna learn how to shoot a gun. We're not playing.
Right.
So then next thing you know, I could have my daughters one day defenseless, and then what's going to be the excuse for me? Oh, I didn't prepare my daughters, that she was just a victim. We're not having that. We're creating victims by not preparing people.
Right. Definitely.
You can't be mad that you're literally going outside, you go into a dark parking lot and you ain't got nothing on you. Nothing. You ain't got no weapon on you, and you just thinking, oh, what, somebody's gonna save me, God's gonna save me. Sorry. God already saved you when he made certain weapons for you to hold, or certain things for you to hold, for you to prepare yourself, for you to protect yourself. So I can't feel too bad when certain things happen, because certain things you're literally preparing someone to be a victim. Instead of preparing your child to be strong and say, hey, be strong mentally, no, just whatever your man says, do. Whatever your husband says, do. Whatever your wife says, do. Happy wife, happy life. Fuck out of here. No, I'm done. Actually, what I'm with, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. That was the last question, right?
Yeah. That was the last one. And for
Yeah.
anybody that's watching, like I saw the viewership go up. We went from 3 to 7 viewers, and hey, look, it don't matter what the number is. I'm just glad that people are watching and interacting. One of the most important things we hope that you took from tonight's episode is that it is okay to not want to stay in an abusive relationship. And the
Yes.
first time, the sign of abuse, first time you see abuse happening, or it looks like they're raising their hand to hit you, you can walk out and leave. Or if you get hit or punched, it is okay to leave. Just go. Your peace of mind and your mental health is more important than anything else. We don't want anything to happen to you or someone to go to your funeral. It doesn't have to get to that point.
It doesn't.
So once
Facts
again, I
on
want to
that.
thank
I
yeah. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us for this episode. You make me so mad. Red flags in an abusive relationship. As always, thank you to the upgrade and Caroline. She had to leave a little bit early, but it's all right. As always, I love everybody's contribution to the conversation, and we're going to continue to bring you more thought-provoking topics. We will be back next month, and I'll let you guys know what we have cooked up then. Once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. This is the Meeting of the Minds podcast, signing out.